Hey Oliver, I have your quiz here. As I shared in the email, you are able to go back and redo those quizzes up to 3 times, quizzes and tests, before I have to intervene. But since you reached out, I will go over those 3 questions for you. If these videos are helpful and that's what you want, just let me know. Like, hey, can you make a video on that quiz so I can redo it? So you missed question 6. Question 6 that says that there's a table. This table represents a linear function, and the rate of change between the 2 points is -5. What's the rate of change between another 2 set of points? So when you have a linear function, the rate of change is going to be the same all the way through the table. It is not going to matter what ordered pairs you check to calculate the rate of change. It's always going to be -5. So that should have been your answer there. This one asks, what is the rate of change that's represented by the table? Oh man, this is cute. The negative sign, I think it's like the table's not wide enough. That negative sign should be in front of that 8.5, and I think same here with the 3.5. But again, you're taking any 2 ordered pairs, then you're using that formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I'm going to use the 2 ordered pairs that don't have a decimal in them, right? I get to pick whatever 2 I want. So this is going to be y1. Whoops, I should have said y1 because it's first. This one's y2. This is going to be x1, and this is going to be x2. So it's a subtraction problem on top. -1 minus -6. Be careful there with your negatives. The formula is subtraction, and so we are subtracting a negative. On the bottom, we have 4 minus 2. That's x2 minus x1. Again, I'm just following this formula. When you're subtracting a negative, that's the same thing as adding a positive. So whenever you see minus a negative, you can change that to adding a positive. So now it's -1 plus 6. That's 5. 4 minus 2 is 2. And when we divide, 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. Question 10, is the function represented by the table nonlinear? So is it nonlinear? So what we're looking for is a constant rate of change. So that means that as the x's increase and as the y's increase, are they increasing by the same value? So you can see that on the table, we're adding 1 on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, we are subtracting 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 minus 2 is -2. And as long as those are constant and these are constant, then it is linear. So again, the question is asking if it's nonlinear. No, it is not nonlinear. And it's because it has a constant rate of change. That's a constant change in the x's and a constant change in the y's. The number does not have to be the same. So the question was, is it nonlinear? And it's not nonlinear. That's like a double negative, so that's a little confusing. If I go back to that other question here where it's asking you to calculate the rate of change, again, this is really something maybe I can't remember if they've actually introduced that slope formula to you yet or not, but you can just check right here, right? We're going up 1, up 1, up 1, and what's happening here from -8.5 to -6, that's a positive 2.5. -6 to -3.5, we're going up 2.5. Remember, the smaller the digit is in the negatives, actually the bigger it is, so we're getting closer to 0. -3.5 to -1 is also a positive 2.5. And so when you're looking at rate of change, you're just taking that y value and putting it over that x value. So 2.5 over 1 is just 2.5. So hopefully that's helpful. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out.